The night was supposed to be ordinary. A company event at a downtown hotel. Champagne, polite laughter, the dull hum of conversations. She insisted I come with her, said it mattered that I was there to support her. I didn't argue. For years, I had trusted her word as if it were a law written in stone. From the start of the evening, I noticed the little things. The way her smile lingered on certain people longer than on me. The way her hand slipped from mine once we entered the ballroom. I told myself it was nerves, or maybe the pressure of networking. That's what a good husband does. He trusts. But trust, I would learn, can be a weapon in the wrong hands. The night unraveled slowly, like thread tugged from a worn sweater. She laughed too loudly at another man's jokes. She touched his arm in ways she hadn't touched mine in weeks. Every time I tried to catch her gaze across the room, she looked away. My chest grew tight, but I forced myself to stay calm. I told myself I was overthinking. Then it happened. I had stepped out onto the terrace for air. The city glittering beneath the night sky, when I saw them. At first it was just their silhouettes in the corner. The curve of her dress, his hand on her waist. And then, before my mind could deny it, his lips were on hers. Not a friendly peck. Not a mistake. A kiss that spoke of history, of desire, of betrayal lived in daylight and now exposed under the stars. For a moment, I couldn't move. The world went silent, the laughter from inside the ballroom muffled, my own heartbeat loud in my ears. My wife, the woman I'd promised to spend forever with, was in another man's arms, kissing him like I'd never existed. She pulled back, whispering something I couldn't hear, but the smile on her face told me everything. This wasn't new. This wasn't an accident. She thought tonight was hers, her night to live two lives, her night to revel in the thrill of deception. But she hadn't counted on me standing there. I stepped back into the shadows unnoticed. I didn't storm over. I didn't scream or fight. Rage would have given her more power than she deserved. Instead, I walked quietly through the ballroom, past the glittering chandeliers and half-empty glasses of wine, past the strangers who smiled at me as if nothing had shattered, past the life I no longer wanted. By the time she returned inside, flushed and glowing, I was already gone. She texted me later, then called, her messages shifting from confusion to panic. But by then, I had already made up my mind. I wasn't going to be the man who begged for scraps of loyalty. I wasn't going to share my wife with another man. I wasn't going to stay in a marriage where my trust was a punchline. When she came home that night, she found the closet half empty, the keys on the counter, and a single note on the kitchen table. I didn't write much, just one sentence. You thought tonight was yours, but I will not share what was meant to be mine. Her tears, her apologies, her sudden declarations of love, they came too late. Because betrayal isn't undone with words. It lingers, it poisons, it reshapes you into someone who finally understands the cost of staying. So I left her forever. Not with a scream, not with revenge, but with silence. The kind that speaks louder than any words ever could. And though the city still sparkled outside that hotel, and her laughter still echoes in my memory, I will never forget the sight of another man kissing my wife. That image is burned into me, not as a wound, but as the moment I finally chose myself over a love that had already died.